Good morning, children. Welcome. Welcome to today's class. Today we'll be starting a new topic, a new chapter called aggregate demand. Write down what is aggregate demand. Meaning of aggregate demand. Total demand for all final goods and services in an economy is called aggregate demand. In other words, aggregate demand refers to the total demand for all final goods and services in the economy during an accounting year. It is abbreviated as AD. Aggregate demand is abbreviated as AD. So AD also means aggregate or total expenditure on final goods. Total expenditure on final goods and services in the economy. AD also means aggregate or the total expenditure on final goods and services in the economy. Next, components of AD, aggregate demand. Or you could also call it the measurement of AD, measurement of aggregate demand. The components of AD are four. The first one is private final consumption expenditure. Private final consumption expenditure. Private final consumption expenditure, which we shall call as C. Second is private investment demand. Private investment demand, which we shall relate it by I. Third is government expenditure. Government expenditure. And this is G. And the fourth is net exports. What is net exports? Exports minus imports is shown as X, imports is shown as M. So there are four components of the AD. Private final consumption expenditure, C. Private investment demand, I. Government expenditure, G. Net exports, which is X minus M. Take the first one, private final consumption expenditure. The demand for goods and services for private consumption or the value of goods and services that a household are able and willing to buy, or value of goods and services that households are able and willing to buy is private final consumption expenditure. Second, private investment demand is also called planned private investment. Planned, or you can write here, planned private investment refers to intended, intended, which is economically called ex ante, EXANTE. It is intended, ex ante, expenditure on creation of new capital assets like machineries, buildings, raw materials, etc. by private entrepreneurs. By private entrepreneurs. So what is ex ante? Ex ante means intended, what you intend. Third, government expenditure. On what? On goods and services. It refers to the government's intended expenditure on the purchase of consumer and capital goods to fulfill the common needs of the society. So this is an intended expenditure on purchase of consumer goods as well as capital goods, so that they can satisfy the needs of the society. And the fourth, net exports is the difference between exports and imports of an economy. It reflects The demand for our goods by foreign countries, it reflects the demand for our goods, also add on services, our goods and services by foreign countries, and our demand for foreign countries' goods and services. So, in a formula, AD is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus N. And this is in an open economy where buying and selling with foreign countries is permissible. And in a closed economy, AD would be C plus I. This is in a closed economy. This is for an open economy. Open economy. Okay. AD is the sum of C plus I plus G plus X minus N in an open economy, or AD is equal to C plus I in a closed economy. GN net exports dropped. Now, can I wipe out the board? Gautam, can I wipe out the board? Okay. Now we come to AD schedule. This is in crores. Okay, we first have income. This is by first column income. Second column consumption. Consumption, which is C. Third is investment. I, and the third will be, fourth will be AE, which is C plus I. Okay, let's start with income. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Remember, this is given in crores. Then consumption 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. The consumption. Investment will be the same all through 5 crores. And in this case, your AD is equal to 10 plus 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. The sum of C plus I. Now, this schedule we converted into a table. Okay, where, sorry, into a diagram. On the x-axis, we will take the income. 10, 20, 30, 40. Which is y, and on the y-axis we will take the aggregate demand, that is C plus I. Okay. Now, first and foremost, investment of, let's say, it is a 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and last 60. 5, 10, and make it a little bigger. Okay. Can make it bigger. 5 is the investment, so you will have a straight line, which is I will be equals to 5. Okay. Now we will plot C and then we will plot the AD. Let us plot C, consumption. When income was 0, consumption was 10. Starts from here. Then 15, when it is 10, it is 15. 20 is 25. Okay. 0, 10, 20 is 20. 20 is 20. 30 is 25. 40 is 30. 50 is 35. 60 is 40. Okay, join these points up together. What do you get? This is the C curve, consumption. Now, what do you see over here? Consumption curve begins always above the point of collision. Why? And this, why does this happen? Because even when there is no income, a consumer or a person has to consume something. So how does he consume when he has no income? He will take either from his savings or he will borrow from different sources. So this is called autonomous consumption. Autonomous consumption, which we normally show with a C bar or a C dash. So what is autonomous consumption? When consumption takes place when income is 0, we are having no income. But do you mean to say the person will not consume anything? Of course he will consume. How will he consume? He will consume probably from his savings or by borrowings. Okay. Then, so that is why the consumption curve always begins from above, not from the point of origin. In this case, this area, this part, this is called autonomous consumption. That he is consuming 10 crores, since the data is given in crores, even when his income is 0. Now what we will plot? We will plot with the income the AD. AD is the sum of consumption plus investment. So 0, It is 15. Here 10, it is 20. 10, it is 20. 20, it is 25. Here 30, it is 30. 40 is 35. Then 50 is 14. 50 is 40. And 60 is 45. Is now just join the points up. It says plus I. Here we are showing AD as well as we are showing the consumption curve, and in the x-axis we are showing the income. Now, after drawing the graph from the schedule, what are the observations? What are the important observations? We have the consumption curve, which is C dash, and I call this C and C dash. It is the consumption curve. It has a positive upward slope because with an increase in income, consumption will also increase. With an increase in income, consumption will always increase. So this is always a positive upward slope. Then, what is the second observation we make? The second observation we make is the C or the consumption curve starts from above the origin, which shows that there is always some minimum level of consumption even when the income is zero. Okay? And AD curve starts from above the point of origin. Let's say we can name this point at M. This point we name it as M because AD is the summation of consumption and investment. These are some of the important observations from the schedule and the diagram. AD curve. Kindly copy this down. This is the income from 0 to 70 on the x-axis, and on the y-axis we are showing the consumption curve as well as the AD curve. The consumption curve as well as the AD curve we are showing. This part, which is C bar from 10 to 0, is termed as autonomous consumption. What is autonomous consumption? Autonomous consumption is the consumption which a consumer does even when his income is zero. And how is autonomous consumption shown? With C bar. Any doubt in this, Simon? Anyone? Anyone having any doubt? AD schedule it covers, and this is the diagram. Will anyone speak up, please? Anyone has any problem?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. We are running out of time. Very soon this will just stop. So we stop till here. We will continue tomorrow.